Hi everybody, it's Kelly here from Crafting a Cuppa and welcome to a brand new series that I've started called Mini Makes. What we're going to do today is learn how to make the Boho Sweetheart Necklace. This pattern is so cute and it literally uses the bare minimum of yarn and it only takes about half an hour to whip it up, which is an added bonus, isn't it? Literally grab any scrap yarn that you've got left over and away you go. So I'm going to be using a worsted weight silk. Oh my goodness, I got sent this from Darn Good Yarn and it's a part of their Yarn of the Month club. So for as little as £8.75 per month, you can receive a surprise little package through the post. This was my one. It's worsted weight silk. It smells incredible and it feels incredibly soft. I have got a little link for this one, so if you did want to join their Yarn of the Month for as little as £8.75, you can use my link below, which not only will help me with my small business, it also helps to secure safe employment for artisans in India, which is absolutely amazing. So not only are you getting this gorgeous little bundle of squishiness through the post, you're also helping artisans in India. I mean, that's pretty amazing really, isn't it? And it's also made from sustainable fibres and it's also in some absolutely gorgeous colourways. It's quite exciting to see which one's going to come through the post next. And this is actually the reason why I started the mini makes. So each month I'm going to post a new video of a little mini make. So what you're going to need is some yarn. I'm using worsted weight with a 6mm hook. Now you can use whatever yarn you wish, but bear in mind that if you use a thinner fibre and a smaller hook, obviously your necklace is going to come out smaller, and vice versa if you use a thicker yarn and a bigger hook. You're also going to need a little tapestry needle for weaving in your ends. You're going to need a tape measure for when it comes to doing the necklace part, the chains. A pair of scissors. I have finally updated my scissors and got myself a pretty pair. And a bead. I mean, it's optional. I quite like the bead. I've got a pack of wooden beads here. Mine are, I think they're like 1mm. Although my holes are a little bit tiny, but I'm only using one of them, so I can shove it on there. I think that's about it, really. Let's crack on. Okay, so let's get started. What we're going to do is create a slip knot and attach your hook through the slip knot. And then we are going to chain 4. And go in through your very first chain with a slip stitch. Now, if you prefer, you can do the magic circle. I don't really like the magic circle myself. I don't get on with it very well. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I haven't fully mastered the pure art of a magic circle. So I'm putting my hook through my first chain and creating a slip stitch, which is going to create this little hoop. And then we're going to start row 1, which is chain 2. And then you're going to do a half double crochet into the loop. We're going to do 4 of these into the loop. So this is my first half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And next we're going to chain 2. And then we're going to put 5 half double crochets back into the loop. So your first chain 2 counts as your first stitch. So you should have technically 5 half double crochets, a chain 2, and then another 5 half double crochets. And that is row 1. Okay, so for row 2, we're going to chain 2, which is going to class as your first half double crochet. You're going to turn your work and you're going to place another half double crochet back into the very same stitch, like so. And now what you're going to do is chain 3, but you're going to skip just 1 stitch, and then you're going to do a half double crochet into the next stitch. So that was chain 3, skip 1 stitch, half double crochet into your next stitch. And we're going to keep repeating that. So I'm going to go again, chain 3, and then I'm going to skip my next stitch, and I'm going to go into this very last stitch here with a half double crochet. This is the last stitch before the center. And then what we're going to do in this center chain space is place 2 half double crochets, followed by a chain 2, and then we're going to put 2 more half double crochets back into the center, like so. And now we're going to come back down the other side. We're going to put a half double crochet in the very first stitch, and then we're going to chain 3. We're basically doing a mirror image of the other side. Skip the next stitch and then put a half double crochet into your next stitch, and then you're going to skip, oh no, hang on, sorry, get a little bit ahead of myself there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then skip the next stitch, and what that's going to give you is the top of the chain 2 is what you need to find. So you skip the next stitch and then you've got to go into the top of the chain 2. You might need to have a little wiggle about to get in there. And we're going to put 2 half double crochets into the top of the chain 2 from the previous round. Now where am I? Am I in it? Oosh, there we go. So this is my first half double crochet. I'm going to put another one in there as well. And that is round 2. Right, round 3, we're going to chain 2, which is going to be your first half double crochet. Turn your work and again place another half double crochet in the same stitch. Now this part's lovely and easy. You're going to take this big old chain space here where you did your 3 chains, and you're going to place 5 half double crochets in this big chain space. So that's going to be 5, okay? Now you're going to come to your next chain space and do the exact same thing. 5 half double crochets in that chain space. Now you should have 3 stitches left until you get to the center chain space. You're going to put a half double crochet in each of those 3 stitches. And then in the center chain space, you're going to put 2 half double crochets. And a chain 2. And then 2 more half double crochets in the center chain space. Now we're going to do exactly the same as the other side, but working our way back. So you should have 3 stitches before you get to your chain space. you're going to place 3 half double crochets, 1 in each of those stitches. This yarn is working up lovely. The colours on it, oh my goodness. Okay, so that's brought you to your next chain space. What you're going to do now is put 5 half double crochets in the chain space. And the same for the next chain space. 5 half double crochets in the next chain space. Just like so. And then what you're going to do, oh, where am I? You're going to find the top of your chain 2 and you're going to place in there 2 half double crochets. 1. Oh no, hang on, I've not quite got inside mine. I've gone round the edge of it. So the thing with a chain 2, it's quite fiddly sometimes to get it in there. Oh, 1, 2. That's row 3. Starting to take a bit of shape now, isn't it? Oh, look at those colours. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is going to be so pretty. I've only got one more round to do. It's how easy it is. One more round and then add the necklace part and the little tassel. It's going to look amazing. Right, final row. I keep saying round, row. Please bear with me. It's been a bit of a crazy week. It's meant to be row really, isn't it? The final row is row 4, nice and easy. We're going to chain 2, turn our work and place another half double crochet in that very same stitch. And then we're going to chain 2 and then you're going to skip the next stitch and then go in the next one with a half double crochet. Chain 2, skip next stitch, go in the next one with a half double crochet. Oh, where are we? Chain 2, skip next stitch, go in the next one with a half double crochet. We're literally just going to be doing this all the way, all the way to the center. So chain 2, skip next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip next stitch, half double crochet in the next one, keep going, chain 2, skip next stitch, half double crochet in the next one. Ooh. Just going to keep going, chaining 2s, skipping stitches, half double crochets. And you should be placing your final half double crochet right before the center chain space. And then the same as always, we're going to do 2 half double crochets in that center chain space and a chain 2 and then 2 more half double crochets back in this center chain space. And then you're going to place a half double crochet in the very first stitch on the next side and then chain 2, skip next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, and repeat that all the way to the very end. Almost there. Now I've got to my final stitch, which is the top of the chain 2 from the previous round. So I've just got to wiggle my hook in there, and we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the top of the chain 2 from the previous. I said round again, didn't I? Oh my goodness gracious me. It's a row. I always watch these back and I'm like, oh, stop saying the wrong thing. And that's it. Look at that. It's going to need a little bit of a blocking, but yeah, we're pretty much there. So now what we are going to do is we're not going to fasten off. We're going to now make the chain to go around your neck. Now how long you do this is completely up to you. I've put a guide for how long I liked mine. I did mine to about 45 centimetres. This is where you're going to need your tape measure. Not quite sure if I can fit the whole thing in the screen. Tell you what, hang on, let me just I might have to just like put it about there, I think, aren't I? So all you're going to do is just keep chaining until you reach 45 centimetres, and then you can try it on. If it's a bit tight, then undo it and you can make it looser. All we're going to do now is just keep chaining. It doesn't matter if it's an even number or an uneven number, or an odd number, not an uneven number, but you know what I mean. So just keep chaining. I know 45 centimetres is a good length for me, so that's what I'm going for. This is now my 4th necklace that I've made. I love them. I literally love them. I'm aiming to get them in all the colours. It's been a great way to still wear a bit of crochet throughout the summer when it's been a bit hot. I'm going to have to measure mine in a second. Let me just see where I'm at. Don't pull the chain when you're measuring it, just keep it loose. I'm nearly there, I've got about 15 more centimetres to go. Let me have a little measure. Yeah, that's looking good to me. So what you're going to do is come round to the other side and find that chain 2, always a little bit fiddly, I know. And you're going to literally put your hook through the top of the chain 2, and you're going to do a slip stitch, and you're going to slip stitch this chain to the other side. Come on, wiggle through. It's a bit tight. Oh no, I think I've gone through the wrong bit. Hang on. Always when I'm recording that, I've not quite got it right. This time I can feel it. Here we go, straight through. There we go. I'm glad you didn't show me up too much. Right, I'm just going to pull that and make a bit of a loop, because now I suggest that you try it on. Try it on. Make sure that you can get your head through it for a start. And if it's comfortable, if you need it looser, undo it, add a few more chains. If you need it tighter, undo it, take some away. And then if you're happy with it, which I know I'm going to be happy with mine, because like I say, this is my 4th one. I'm just going to fasten off now with my new gorgeous scissors. So at the minute, it's probably not quite the shape that you're thinking, oh, that's a bit funny, isn't it? I strongly suggest you give it a little block. Now, I've got a steamer and some blocking mats, which I normally use, but because I've got silk this time, I think I'm just going to stick it to my blocking mats and just give it a little spritz and let it dry. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my tassel on now so I can finish off the tutorial, and then I'm going to block mine. But if you want to, you can go ahead and block it now, leave it for a day, and then come back and do the tassel. It's completely up to you. I'm going to weave in my 2 ends, and then we're going to do the tassel, okay? Okay, so once you've blocked your necklace, just remember I haven't actually done mine yet. So yeah, once you've blocked your necklace, this is optional to add a little tassel at the bottom with a bead. So that's what we're going to do now. Now you've got to do it with, have your necklace so it's right side facing. You can pick which way you think you like better. I personally like it so that row 4 is right side facing. The last row, right side facing. That's how I choose it. It's completely up to you though. There's no right or wrong way, whichever one you prefer. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach a bit of yarn in to the center chain space, and I'm just going to chain 3, and then that's it for that part. So I'm going to get my yarn. I just did all that off camera. I don't even know what I'm doing this morning. I'm going to create another slip stitch, and I'm going to attach that to my hook. I'm going to turn my necklace upside down, and I'm going to go in the center chain space and just connect the yarn with a slip stitch. And then I'm going to chain 3 and fasten off. Just do a little knot to secure that one. And just tighten up that side as well. Right, now I'm going to take my bead. I picked one that's got some red tones in it. A little tricky to feed it through sometimes, so I'm going to use my tapestry needle. Just make sure it goes through the bead first. Yep, that goes through. So I'm going to use my tapestry needle just to hook this bead on. I'm going to try and get it over that very last chain. Like I say, my holes are a bit small. Oh my goodness. Can I do it? Oh my gosh. I've done it. Done it. Just about. That wouldn't have been good if it wouldn't have gone on, would it? All the bead support. They don't even work. But no, we're in. We are in. Just about. I'm just going to get my hook and I'm going to go through this very first chain, just open it up a little bit because I've just yanked on it quite tight. That's all right, I can still get in, because that is where we're going to be putting our tassel, is through that last chain where I've got my hook right now. Might just leave that in there for a minute. Right, now for the tassels, you're going to need your measuring tape again, just for a little while. I'm working in inches now. Oh no, my measuring tape's got all twisted. Just to be confusing, if you want to work in centimetres, you're looking at about 18 centimetres. I'm working in inches because it's just, I don't know why, I'm awkward. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut 5 strands of yarn, roughly about 7 inches long. Now, I always forget something all the time. I was meant to say you're going to need some big heavy duty scissors just to cut the tassel and trim it up. Sauce, everybody. Totally forgot to mention that part. I mean, you could probably hack through it with these, but you might not get a cleaner cut. I'm still going to use these to cut my little strands, but when you tidy up your tassel, you might need a thicker pair of scissors. So just 5, doesn't have to be exact. 5 strands of yarn at roughly 7 inches. Or if you prefer working in centimetres, you're looking around 18 centimetres. 3. Just got to do 2 more. Last one. Okay, So you're going to put your hook, like I've just done, through that very last chain, and then you're going to have to pick up your 5 strands. It said 7 because I worked at 7 inches. 5 strands of yarn. Just grab them all from the centre, pinch, and then I tend to like, you kind of fold them in half but leaving like a loop at the top. So just kind of grab them like this, and then you're going to hook that over the top of your yarn, and this is the fun part because you've got to squeeze all of them through that last chain. Which I've just pulled drastically tight trying to get my blooming bead on. So this is going to be fun. Don't laugh at my efforts, will you please? Hopefully it just goes straight through. I've got a funny feeling it probably won't because I'm recording and I'm going to be going, oh my goodness, why is it playing me up? I feel like I'm missing a strand. You've got to make sure that all these strands go through that chain. Come on, come on, come on, we've got this. Have I got them all? Did I do it? Have I done it? Have I done it? I think they're all through. Looks like it. It does look like it. Yes. And I'm going to make a little loop. And I'm going to put my finger, my forefinger and my thumb in this loop. Oh, hang on. Don't mess the loops up. Right, just like that. I'm all fingers and thumbs all the time, I am. I'm going to grab all of the yarn, including my yarn tail from the chain. And we're just going to pull them all through that loop. And then we're going to tighten it up. Now, it might be a little awkward to tighten because you've got this chain. So if you can try and like separate the chain a bit when you're tightening it up. Where is it? Get blink away there. And then pull this ends nice and tight. They don't want to tighten. Why don't they want to tighten? Ah! Oh no, I've lost one. Okay, I didn't quite get that, did I? Oh my god, this is going wrong. It's going wrong, everybody. This is not how it's meant to work. Hang on. I'm going to go through each strand individually. Why is it playing me up? If it plays you up like it is doing with me right now, just go through each strand individually and that will tighten. Oosh. I'm getting there. I'm winning. I did lose a strand, but you know, it's not the end of the world. There we go. So yeah, if what just happened to me, happens to you, just like I say, grab each strand, just give it a little pull. Don't go too crazy because you might yank a whole piece out like I've just done. It's okay though, it's fine, we've got this. And this is where we need our big heavy duty scissors, because we're just going to snip. Doesn't matter where, it just depends how long you want your tassel, just depends how long your tassels are, to be fair. I mean, mine have gone all over the place because I didn't do that part very well, but do you know what? Everything's not perfect all the time, is it? And that just proves it. But we fixed it, okay? So yeah, if that happened to you, you now know how to sort it out. Right, get your big heavy duty scissors that I completely forgot to tell you all about right at the beginning, and just chomp straight through them. Mine probably won't because I need to update my scissors, but here we go. Yes! Thank you for working. Thank you. Haha. And then all you got left to do is just weave in that final strand right there. And then your Boho Sweetheart Necklace is complete. Mine's almost complete. I just need to weave in my end and I need to block it. But there you go. First mini make series, episode 1, done. Played up a little bit, but that's fine. Like I say, not everything's perfect. Thank you ever so much for joining me on this little adventure. See you again soon.